The wind howled, lashing the dense fog that enveloped the village of Silentium like a hungry ghost. The houses, crushed by the weight of the fog and time, seemed to breathe, exhaling an air of melancholy and isolation. Cobblestone streets, once vibrant, now lay silent, covered in a damp layer of fallen leaves. The only exception to the stillness was the intermittent, subtle drip, drip, drip echoing from the depths of the forest that embraced the village. I, Elara, arrived in Silentium drawn by an enigma that had tormented my family for generations. My grandmother, a woman of adventurous spirit, spent hours poring over ancient maps and whispering about the Song of Eternal Silence. She believed this melody held the secret of an ancient civilization buried beneath the forest. After her death, I inherited her maps, her scribbled notebooks, and her obsession with the quest. At first, the legend seemed like just a fable, a children's tale. But my grandmother's persistence, the way her eyes shone when she mentioned the lost treasure, convinced me to follow in her footsteps. Now, standing at the entrance to Silentium, I felt the weight of history, the mystery emanating from that place. The only inhabitant I encountered in the early hours of my exploration was an old man, bent under age and sorrow, sitting on the porch of a crumbling wooden house. He introduced himself as Elias, the last guardian of Silentium's memory. His eyes, the color of mist, held the wisdom and disillusionment of one who had seen much. "What brings you to Silentium, stranger?" he asked, his voice raspy, barely audible amidst the silence. "I seek the Song of Eternal Silence," I replied, waiting for a reaction. Elias smiled, a bitter smile that revealed yellowed, crooked teeth. "The song, everyone seeks it, but few find it, and those who find it rarely return." His words sent a shiver down my spine. It was more than a legend, it was a curse. He recounted the story of Silentium, a tale of prosperity and beauty, of artists and poets who once flourished in that valley. Suddenly, silence descended upon them. Music, dance, joy, everything vanished, replaced by an oppressive stillness, by the fog that never dissipated. The song, they say, is hidden in the heart of the forest. But the forest does not readily give up its secrets. It guards the melody and those who seek it. Elias offered me shelter, a dark corner in his home. During the following days, he told me more about Silentium, about the enigmatic signs in ancient documents, about stories of disappearances and madness associated with the forest. He warned me of the dangers, but also provided valuable information, such as the location of a map that could lead me closer to my goal. With the map in hand, adrenaline surged through my veins. The forest, a labyrinth of twisted trees and dancing shadows, beckoned me. The silence, once oppressive, was now a challenge, an enigma to be deciphered. The Song of Eternal Silence awaited me. My exploration began, guided by the symbols on the map, by hidden streams and almost obliterated trails. The forest was a character in itself, observing every step, testing my resolve. I delved deeper into its depths, and sunlight became a mere whisper, filtered through the canopies. The scent of damp earth and decaying leaves filled the air, mingled with a floral perfume that both attracted and disturbed me. Each step echoed in the silence, reminding me of the solitude and vastness of the woods. I followed the map's directions, finding ancient ruins, enigmatic sculptures, and inscriptions in an unknown language, remnants of the lost civilization. With each discovery, the promise of the song became more real. In a hidden clearing, I found a crystalline waterfall cascading into a natural pool, surrounded by smooth stones and verdant moss. There, a polished stone, adorned with intricate symbols, caught my attention. As I touched it, a dormant energy awakened within me. I felt a gentle melody vibrating in my hands, a promise of the song I sought. I continued my journey, overcoming obstacles, facing fear and solitude. The forest seemed to oppose me, creating illusory paths, testing my limits. At one point, I felt the presence of something, or someone, watching me. The wind howled more intensely, the shadows lengthened, and the silence intensified, as if the forest were preparing for battle. One day, amidst a dense tangle of trees, I found a dark, damp tunnel, hidden by a curtain of roots. The map indicated it was the path to the heart of the forest, where the song was kept. With a pounding heart, I entered the tunnel, the darkness engulfing me. Inside, the temperature plummeted, and the air grew heavy, with a smell of earth and a metallic odor, as if blood had been spilled there. The walls were covered in ancient inscriptions and drawings that seemed to move with my breath. The darkness was so profound that only my flashlight revealed the uneven ground. After hours of walking, I began to hear strange sounds, unintelligible whispers, distorted melodies. The atmosphere grew heavy, inducing anxiety and claustrophobia. Suddenly, the tunnel opened into a vast subterranean cavern, illuminated by a faint, mysterious light. In the center, I found a stone altar, similar to the one in the clearing, and upon it lay an exotic musical instrument, made of a material that seemed to emit its own light. As I approached, I heard a voice echo in my mind. "You have arrived. You have sought the song. Now you will find it." However, I realized the voice was not an invitation. It was a trap. The song of eternal silence is the forest's secret. Those who seek it, their own ruin. The cavern began to tremble. I felt a malevolent presence, a force trying to overwhelm me. I tried to move away, but I was paralyzed. A supernatural force held me captive, increasing the pressure. The voice revealed the true purpose of the song. The song is not a melody. It is a veil that separates the world of the forest from the world of men. Those who hear it are imprisoned in the forest, doomed to eternal silence. Horrified, I understood that the song was a trap. The forest used its beauty and mystery to lure those seeking answers, imprisoning them. The instrument's light shone intensely. A hypnotic melody began to emanate, filling the cavern. I felt my will dissolve, my consciousness being swallowed by the silence. I remembered Elias and the missing ones. They hadn't died, but had become part of the forest. Imprisoned in the song. Struggling against the force, I gathered my strength. I remembered my grandmother, her determination. I refused to succumb to the silence. Focusing my mind, I channeled anger and determination into the instrument. No, I will not be a prisoner of silence. I grabbed a stone and hurled it at the instrument. The melody stopped abruptly. The light extinguished. The cavern shuddered. The force holding me captive dissipated. I felt freedom. I ran towards the exit, facing fears and obstacles, guided by the memory of the song. When I emerged from the forest, the morning sun illuminated my face. The fog in Silentium seemed less dense. I returned to Elias's home and told him what had happened. He listened in silence, tears in his eyes. "You were the first to escape the song." Still haunted, I knew that the story of Silentium was not over. The song, even broken, still existed, waiting for another victim. I left Silentium, carrying the memory of the song. I carried the lesson. The pursuit of truth can be dangerous, and silence, however alluring, hides terrible secrets. The song lives within me, a reminder of the forest's power and the importance of fighting against silence. As long as I live, I will tell the story of Silentium as a warning. The song will continue to whisper, reminding us that some secrets are best left buried in eternal silence.